G'day gang, how you doing? Welcome back to the Marxon bass channel. Make sure that you stick around to the end of this video because I'm going to show you a bunch of different ways to explore the triads of the major scale. This may sound easy, you might already know about triads, but I can almost guarantee that there'll be something that you'll get from this. So check this out. Okay, the first exercise we're going to do is we're going to play all the triads of the major scale without moving our hands. So we've got, in the key of C, we've got major, which is just C, E, G. And then we have the minor, second chord, which is just D, F, A. Then we have E, G, B, which was a minor chord, the minor 3 chord. Then we've got the major 4 chord, F, A, C, major 4 chord, G, B, D, which is the major 5 chord, A, C, E, which is the minor 6 chord, and B, D, F, which is the minor flat 5. Okay, so all together it sounds like this, ascending. And then I also play it descending, starting on the 7th chord. Okay, so we descend the chord progression and we also descend the notes of each triad. So we're going to have F, D, B. Then we're going to have E, C, A. Okay, so we play the 6th chord backwards and we play the 5th chord backwards. And so it sounds like this. What I then do is, ascending and descending, I play this series through the cycle of fourths. Okay, so then I would do it in F. Now you might notice that there's some open strings in F, so... Alright, so once you know the interval, so it's the major, now you could play it if you wanted, but let's just keep the same idea happening. Same thing, but we've had to use some open strings. Also, you notice when I'm in the first position, which is on the 1st fret, my fingers are bunched up together like an upright bass. I'm not using my 3rd finger. And then we can do the same thing descending as well. So we would have... After F, we have B flat. Finger pattern remains the same unless we have the open strings. So for my next exercise, I'm going to ascend a triad and then descend the following triad. So for example, in the key of C major, we've got C, E, G. And then the next triad is D, F, A, but we're going to descend that. So we're going to play A, F, D. So it's going to sound like this. Then we ascend on the 3rd, the minor 3rd. Okay, then we play major 4th chord, major ascending, then minor descending, and then flat 5 ascending. So it's like this. With this as well, put it through the cycle of fourths. Okay, so far we've been using a technique without really moving our left hand. So, you know, we want to have a stretch from a high G to a low C. Okay, this is great, especially if you're sight reading. Okay, because you don't want to be shifting around too much if you're reading dots. Sometimes you have to shift, so it's good to practice shifting. So we can also practice our triads shifting. So we could play the first major triad, then minor triad, minor, major, major, minor, flat 5, back to root, and then backwards again. scuffed a note there. But you do this all through all 12 keys as well. Okay, so we play that on just 2 strings. Also consider using different fingerings. So for this one, I use my second finger. So I use second finger, first finger, fourth finger for all the patterns. Also consider that we could start with our pinky and play, that's our major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, flat 5, and then back to root again. So these are all different things to consider. We could start with our first finger. So in these exercises, sometimes we're trying to not move our left hand. Sometimes we're trying to move our left hand. Sometimes we're trying to try different fingerings. Sometimes we're trying to be repetitive. Sometimes we're ascending, sometimes we're descending. The message I'm trying to get through is you can make up a lot of your own exercises with a small piece of information. The more that I'm learning, the more that I'm realizing that taking a small piece of information and putting it through the cycle of fourths, changing the rhythm patterns, changing the finger patterns, limiting yourself, actually putting boundaries on it. Like say, for example, in this one, we're not moving our left hand. Okay, so that makes us have to think about not moving our hand, which is a great exercise, as I said, for sight reading. On this one, the boundary is you have to move your hand. Okay, so you have to be thinking about that next chord change. Well, there you have it, gang. I hope that you dug that. If you've watched the video this far, you're either a stalker or you did dig it. And if you did, thumbs up, subscribe, share it with your friends, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks a bunch.